Good morning, y'all. Yeah, it's been a couple days. Haven't got as many packages lately, but I got one today from Joe and Diane, so I thought I'd come back on. I got a little update on Kraken's knife. Kraken wanted a knife. He knows that I make knives, so he wanted a knife. I also have, who was it? Somebody offered some Canadian silver if I made him a knife. And I don't know. I might. It just takes so long to make a knife and to get it pretty, but because I do everything by hand, I polish by hand, I grind by hand. I don't have machines to do that. I have grinders, but they're basically for shaping and doing really rough sanding, and everything else I do by hand. I file edges by hand. I I sand to at least a 2,000 grit finish by hand. By hand now. When you start with a 40 grit and work your way down to a 2,000 grit, or even higher, 6,000 sometimes grit, and make it a mirror polish, and you do that all by hand, it takes a while. So Kraken wanted a knife, and I had one that I thought would work for him because I have some hammer marks in the blade that once I get everything polished out, there'll still be some faint hammer marks. But I thought I could send that to the guy that etches blades for me and have that made into a Kraken. So we'll see how that works. I have to call him. I'm only I think I'm only sanded down to a 120 grit right now. But we'll get there. And I want to know if he would like to have it etched before I get down to 2,000 or after. I'm thinking after, so I'll have to get with him about that. Here for the Goomba stories, huh? How you doing, Terganza? And Walter's here. Hey, buddy. Well, this is the knife right here. It's a trap spring knife. Let me bring that camera down just a little bit. It's a trap spring knife, and this goes over either the base plate or the jaw, and it's compressed like this. So this was bent up and had another one of these on there. And so you straighten them out. And trap spring, it's a spring steel, so it's a good knife. I mean, it's a good blade. But if you'll notice, I already have the handle drilled, and I have the handle material cut out and drilled. I just don't have it shaped the way I want it yet. And then it's got to be stained and lacquered and all that stuff. But this was the blade style profile that he liked, and it's a smaller knife. If you look at it, it's that big. Here, let me get this is Angry Warrior Tackle Box, a little bitty knife that you can only hold with 3 fingers. This would be the other knife compared to it. So it's a little bigger, but all the trap springs that I have left are a good inch, probably longer than this one. But I thought this one would work because this one I had already started. Had already started putting the edge on. And this is by no means sharp, but I got the profile right. I believe I got it in the middle. It looks like it anyway. But once this is, I'll take this down to like maybe 1,000 grit, and then I'll sharpen it and then put it in the oil and quench it. And then once it comes out of the oil, because it's got burnt oil all over it, you got to clean it off some more. So then I'll take it from 1,000 down to 2,000, maybe 4,000. Depends, because if you see these hammer marks on this side, I don't know if you can see them. One is right there, right here. One is right down here. You see it on the bottom of the blade? When you see them in the light, you can see it right there, right there. That one will be the main body of the Kraken. And then there'll be tentacles coming off, going this way. You can see that hammer mark right there. And then over here, you can see a hammer mark right there. And that'll be the Kraken on here. See, this side, there's no hammer marks on. And that would take a whole lot of sanding to get that down, get those hammer marks out of there. That'd be half the thickness of that blade. So I opted not to do that. Didn't want to waste a piece of steel. But this should be a good knife. Should be a good knife for him. So we'll see. But that's how that one's coming along. And these are nice because with the rings on one, you can hang them up. And I don't make sheaths, so I have to have sheaths made. And I don't make sheaths. I tried it, and I don't like working with leather that well. So, and I don't have a big sewing machine. I'd actually need a big sewing machine. But I could probably get the Amish to do that because I think they have a big machine. I also have a big skinning knife I'm redoing. I didn't have it sanded down the way I liked it. I did the handle and everything, but it had a mark on it on the blade along the edge of the blade, like this knife, but I had a sanding mark from the machine all the way down along the blade like this. Yeah, I know my fingers look all fucked up. I hit them on the door of the stove yesterday. Anyway, it was all the way down the middle of the blade, and I'm trying to sand that out, and I got it just about, but it's going to be on that blade forever. And so I'm thinking what I can do with that as far as etching goes. And it's just a kunzai. It's a big knife with a big handle, thick steel with a big eye on it like this. Not a trap spring knife, but a blade it's steel from a corn chopper blade, I believe. And I made a kunzai. That's what they call a kunzai. And it's a big upswept skinning knife is all it is. Hefty duty. And so I'm just polishing on that some more before I decide what to do with those other trap spring knives. And if nobody wants to order anything, then I just make knives and put them in my drawer and take them to gun shows or whatever and sell them. So anyway, we got a package here from Durbin. And I'm sure there's a couple of different auctions. So let's open that up, take a peek at it. I got to put wood in the furnace today. For some reason, it looks like. And I can look out my bedroom window and see the smoke coming out of the stack. And then I know there's still wood in there. But if there's no wood in there, there's no smoke. But if there's coals and ashes, then what happens is the heat, you'll see heat coming out of the pipe. And it's just, it's just, what do I call that? It's like looking at a heat mirage on the highway. It looks like that coming out of the stovepipe. And I don't even see that coming out. So I got to go out and check that there pretty quick. I filled it up last night, but it might have got a little bit colder than normal. So let's see what I can do with this. Can I open this up? Yeah, I might be able to open this up. Yeah, let's get the other package opening tool out here. Oh, I see. I was actually cutting 3 different pieces there. I see my neighbor has his bags out already, hanging on maple trees. Has for a week now, but he got fooled. Had 4 or 5 nice days there where it was time to hang bags, and then it got cold again. So I think, nope, that ain't about it. Oh, that's for fervid. There we go. We got 1 package for fervid. I already know what that is, so that goes off to the side. I think what we'll do is we'll just start his envelope right here. Right in here. And that goes down here. I know what that is. And one of these days, when I get enough, I'll send it up to fervid. I got a large cent. We got a silver dollar, a Newfoundland half. I wanted that. I got that Batman coin, bald eagle commemorative silver dollar, another Canadian dollar, and I got that Iowa Classic commemorative $50. That one cost me a little bit, but it was Iowa, so I had to have it. And another 80%. I got that Trump label for my brother. That PCGS MS70 ASE Trump label. That one's for my brother. I told him that one was coming. He's a Trump collector. I'm not. I got a lot of Canadian dollars this time around, boy. And I got that infantry soldier. I don't know if I had one of those or not, but I took a chance and got the infantry soldier because I had the other one. I did have the other one, so let's see what we got here. Let's move these 2 out of the way. Move this one down here. Yeah. Oh, look at that. There's a pile. They don't have enough coin stamps for that. All right, let's just take it off top of the pile, see what we got. Take it out of bags. Take it out of bags. Got to go back into bags anyway. This is the Iowa commemorative dollar. Look at that. I got a lot of Iowa coins, but I don't have this one. Come on. United States of America, $50. Statehood, Centennial. Iowa, Statehood Centennial. 1846 to 1946. Nice. I didn't have that one in my little Iowa collection. So 1946. And that looks, I mean, pretty good. Pretty good looking for, let's see. Let's just look here. For a 1946 coin, that looks really good for a 1946 coin. Feathers on the eagle, everything. Breast feathers, neck feathers, everything. You can make out all the words on the banner, the stars, everything looks good on there, man. Got a couple darker spots, one here and one there, but I'm not even sure that's not on the plastic, but I'll have to look through it and see. Try and look through plastic, but there's too much light right here. But yeah, I didn't have that one, so that one's good. I'm glad to have that one. Put that one over there on that. We got some Canadian stuff. It seems like I have collected all of these that I need, but now I'm just stacking them. 63 Voyager dollar. Good looking. Good looking, not bad. Okay, what do we got over here? Walter's not here for a long time, just a good time. All right. That's all I'm here for. Hey, Sheet, what's up, buddy? Yeah, that's what I think. Screw it. Ain't got that much time left, so what the hell? What is this? Canadian large penny? Is that what that is? That's an 1892. Yep, that's a Canadian large penny. Look at that light right there in the middle. There we go. That looks a little better. Who is that? Yep, there is the old Queenie on there. It looks better when you get a little bit of light on it. It looks a lot better when you get a little light on it. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay. There was one I was missing. I started a second book of large pennies, and I got like maybe 8 or 9 that I'm missing out of a second book. So when I get that done, then I'll maybe sell one complete book. We got a 60 Voyager, toned up 60 Voyager. Everybody's wanting to get 90% silver nowadays because it's cheaper. It's a little cheaper. I'm getting 80%. Why, you say? Well, why not? This one's kind of cool. George V. Oh, come here, you. This is my Newfoundland 50 cent, the 1918. And that's 925. I don't know. A lot of people don't like 925 stuff. I do. So I'll pick up 925 whenever I can, but I'll pick up the provincial coins. I like those. I like provincial coins a lot. So, all right, I'll put you up here. Now what do we got here? Oh, I bought a tuna. I bought a tuna. It's a mackerel, but anyway, I think it's a mackerel. What is this fish? I got a dime for some stupid reason. It's a 67. Is that a mackerel or a tuna or what is it? Salmon? Yeah, I know there's a lot of variation in that. That, my friend, is what this book is good for. It tells me all the variations and everything. This one right here. That one tells me all of shoulder folds, no shoulder folds, blah, blah, blah. Close eighths, narrow, fars, ups, downs, thick, thin. Tells me everything, man. Tells me everything. It tells me that I don't have enough coins. That's what it tells me. Yeah, I like sterling too. What is that fish? Mackerel or a tuna or a salmon? Nah, it's got to be a mackerel. Looks like a mackerel. I don't know. I just got another dime. All my dimes are still up here on the table because I don't have a book. I have to order a book for them. I have them in a folder right now, but I got to order an actual book. That and my, well, the dimes for sure. Maybe the quarters. I'm not sure, but dimes are what I'm going through right now. Oh, look, another Voyager. It's another 60, but it's a better looking 60. Oops, come here, you. My fingers aren't working too good. You can tell. It's a 60. All right. We'll just put these all together. All of these Voyagers, because they'll all go out in the safe together. And we'll save the bags for something else. Just put them all together. That's the way they get stacked. All right, here we go. Now let's do this first. We got more Voyagers here. I think I got 2 more, 3 more. Put that bag up here. Here's a 66. That one don't look bad either. I might have to redo my book. And here's a 64. This is a goose. This is a snow gooser. And I got a few of these, but you can never have too many. You can never have too many snow goose. It's a 67. I don't know where that looks like he made a mistake. Oh, I see. It's a long cap in the front on 7. I see. Well, the 67, all of those get kept separately. All the 67 coins, dimes, quarters, nickels, halves, all of them kept separate. All the commemorative. Those are all separate. Those are all kept separate. Okay, so we put that there, that there, that there, that over there. And we got another one of them right here. This is a 62. Which one? This is the one that's got some toning starting on it. Yeah, it's a 62. See the toning up there? It'd be on your left, my right. Come on. Quit being stupid. A little toning up there. Not bad on that side, though. Toned on the rim, though. I can see that a little bit. All right. What are you guys saying? Ooh, ooh. Oh. This is Coin Crew. How are you, dear? Yeah. Dude. Jesus, take care of yourself, man. Damn. I this year officially decided that I'm old now. I didn't want to believe it. You know how it is. You know how it is. You convince yourself you can still do the same shit you used to do when you were 30. You can't. But you try, and then you find out, yeah, maybe you should just slow down a little bit. Maybe you're not quite as young as you think you is. Here's that eagle, and I like this one because of the proofiness on that thing. Look at that. That's nice. That cameo on that is nice. I didn't know better. I should almost say that one should probably get graded, but and it might yet. I don't know. It depends. I have one that's in for grading right now, and that's an old Canadian nickel. But I haven't heard anything back on that one for a while. So, yeah, you got to find new ways to get stuff done. You got to work smarter, not harder, like my stepdad used to say. And you know what? Ever since he married my mom and I knew him, every day after lunch when he was home from the factory, days off or whatever, weekends, come in for lunch when we were working outside, he would always lay down on the floor for a 10-minute nap, 20-minute nap, 20-minute nap every day. When we came in right after lunch, he would take a 20-minute nap on the floor. And I always wondered about that because we were raring to go. We had food in our belly and we were just ready to go. Nope, he said, got to take a nap. So he took a nap every year I'd known him. And so now I try and nap as much as I can. All right, put them up over there. Here is the one that's going to my brother. This is the one going to my brother because he's the Trump collector. He should have a pretty good collection by now. Most of them I think I bought for him. Yeah, he pays me back. It's just that when I see something that I don't think he has, then I'll buy it. Yeah, you sure do, Walter. That's a fact. $50 is not a big deal. 50 is not a big deal. It wasn't for me anyway. I was still going and doing things, but and 60, I was still prepping things after my retirement. My military retirement kicked in at 60, so it was just like it was a natural progression for me, and I didn't feel like I was getting old. I was just retired. That's all. I retired young, so I thought wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big difference. But when I hit 69, going on 70, which I will be this year, that's the one that hit me. That's the one that hit me there. So, can I get this off of here? I don't know. Maybe I can. And see, that's what happened. Then you tear the damn thing. Yeah. And then you tear it. I don't know. I don't know if I can save these or not. Oh, look. What is this one? Golf 5. Silverman 92. To Gary. Congrats. Oh, I don't remember this. What was? I see the 949. The 949 sticker. Cool, that'll go in my book. That's for sure. But what the heck? And then we got a Joe sticker. Yeah, Silverman 92. Gaw. And then he shipped it to me. What the heck? What is this one? Oh, that's the Batman. That's nice. I don't, and that's not good. That had come off. I want to take that out of there. I don't know if I can get it out of there. Yeah, I don't think I can even get that out of there. That's quite something there. Well, I'll be darned. Silverman donated that. Yeah, I remember guessing that cue. I got my cue in right before, who was it? Hidden? Or right before somebody else did. I remember that. I'm going to have to thank Silverman for donating that. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's real nice. Oh, shoot. Look at, there's a 949 poker chip in there. Also, mess around and find out. Well, I guess that'll have to go up on my chip tower. Either that or I got to get another chip tower. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I'll be darned. I'll be darned. Yeah, I remember that now. I'm going to have to, I know I thanked Silverman at the time. I'm going to have to just send him an email. Because that's nice, man. That's real nice. See, if I open them up that way, I can save them. What do we got in here? Uh-oh, come out, there you. Don't want to come out. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be, oh, this is one of those 50%ers I think I didn't have. This might be one of the 50%ers I didn't have. This is the infantry coin right here. And being in the 1st Infantry Division for 3 years, and then the 10th Special Forces Group for 3 years, and then the 12th for another 14 years, I decided I should have an infantry coin. I didn't know if I had one of these to start with, but I took a chance, got another one. If I already have one, I have 2. Yep. And the cameo on this one is very nice also. Oh, let me get it out of here if I get my fat finger in there. There. Oh, nope. That ain't going to work. All right. So then we go out and we pry. And we pry. And we pry some more. Now look at the cameo on that one. Isn't that nice? And carrying them 4. And the cross rifles, of course. The cameo on that one, just beauty. Just beauty. Like that. Donkey chips are smaller than horse apples? Yes, they are. JJ. Yeah, I like that one. I don't know if I have this one or not. I'm going to have to look and see. I have to go through all of my you know what my spreadsheet looks like, right? My spreadsheets are all in here. Yeah. I don't do computers very well. I'm having a problem transferring photos from my computer to my standalone hard drive. And I screwed up and deleted a whole bunch of photos. I don't know if I'll ever get them back, but I told my daughter I'm not touching nothing until she comes and tells me what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So we'll see. All right, there we go. Now let's put that back in here. And here's one of my 50%ers I think I don't have. I got a lot of 50%ers, different ones, but I don't know if I had this one, so I had to look it up real quick during the auction. Ah, there we go. And this one even has the, this is a Toronto skyline, I think. Hold up a second, let's look. 150th anniversary of Toronto, yep. And it's a 50%er. But this one's got the COA in. Some of them I got don't have COAs in. Or the clamshells. But that one's a nice one too. Look at the cameo on that one. That one's also very pretty. And in my mind, 50%ers are better than the 40%ers that like 40% Kennedys or Eisenhowers. Oh yeah, that's been around a while. Yes, sir. Well, there we go. We got a 50%er. Yeah, that's one I didn't have, so I had to have that one. So there we go. We got all that. There we go. I'm going to put some of these back in the bags, and I got to inventory them, put them down on the spreadsheet, and then they go out to the safe. But other than that, that's all I got today. Don't have much. Tried to get some stuff at Cans last night, but nope, not to be. I didn't get anything at Cans last night. I have missed the coin cruise for the last couple of weeks because I've been outside busy with stuff. Who else have I missed? I missed one at Joe Durbin's. Who else did I miss? Oh, man. I missed a couple of Joes, actually. And then, oh, Lord. I've missed quite a few here in the last few weeks, but I've been outside and been busy with stuff, so I'm going to have to start up the forge again one of these days when it gets warm so I can actually quench blades, because I have that hatchet that has to get done. That would be for my nephew's boy, and he's been asking about it again, so I got to get that done. Everything's done on it. It's sharpened. When it comes out of the quench, it'll have to get buffed off, sanded off again, and the handle will have to go on, get glued on, riveted. But the rivets are already cut. The handles are all buffed down. They just got to be oiled or stained and then glossed. And then I'll glue them on and maybe buff up the edge, but that's about it for his hatchet. And then hopefully I have this knife maybe back by then from the etch. I don't know if I will, but anyway, I got to get that done. And there's something else out there I had to put in the oil, and I can't think. But see, the thing is, with my quench oil, when it's this cold out, I have to heat up a large piece of steel in the forge and get it red hot, and then put it in the oil so I can heat up my oil. I have to heat up the oil, get it up to about 120 degrees before I even try and quench a blade in it. Because if I don't, what'll happen is it'll just crack that steel. That cold will just crack that steel. So um, I hate doing anything when it's this cold out. But we're going to have to get it done here pretty quick. Ooh, look at old prices. February, March 24, 90%. $1 face, $20. 99, 26. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. You ain't kidding. But I think, hi, Lisa. I'm thinking that we had gotten back up to what, 80, $88, and it kind of fluctuated. I think 90 is the new floor. I don't know what right now 90 is new resistance, but I think soon 90 will be the new floor. I don't know what the new resistance will be. 100, 105, 110, but I expect it to go much higher this year. Much, much higher. But I've been stacking silver for what? Since, let me see, when was the first Trappers Convention in Fond du Lac? 96, something like that. When I started buying it. And then in earnest, started buying it again in 2011. So, yeah, since then, gone up quite a little. What was that? Those first ounces of silver I bought, which were National Trappers Convention, actual 1 ounce silver rounds, $12, something like that. I can't remember. Might have been 14 or something, but yeah, it's been a wild ride so far. I'll tell you, the price of silver, I don't think is going to do much more than go higher right now, but just me. What is this? Just 2 auctions there? Yeah. That was just 2, I guess. Yeah, just 2 auctions. So yeah, it was a couple of pretty good auctions there. Anyway, I think I'm going to have to go out and check my stove. And I got to go out and I was going to go out the stove last night. I don't know, it was 6 o'clock or something like that, and put wood in. And sitting right in front of my sliding glass door leading out the back, there was a big black and white cat. Never seen it before. Evidently, my wife's been feeding this cat out the back door. And you can't see in the glass, but I can see out. And so I just tap it on the glass with my fingernails like this, all the way down to by where her ears would be, by her head, because she was sitting right there in the sun as it was going down in the west. And she was kind of looking around where they're coming from. And then I opened the door just slightly. And she took off like a bat out of hell running toward the woodshed. And the woodshed's 30 yards away, 25, 30 yards away. And I tried calling, kitty, 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 kitty. Not even a hesitation. Bam, right out to that woodshed. So I got another cat around here that's wild as hell. I have another cat down in my shed that I'm feeding down there. He's a wild tomcat. And you might get within 10 feet of him if he lets you. I've been within 5 feet of him, but as soon as you look at him, as soon as you look up from what you're doing, you can catch him out of the corner of your eye, and he'll come over and eat by you. But as soon as you look up from what you're doing or look at him, he'll take off. He'll be gone. So yeah, I don't mind wild cats around here as long as I don't have too many. Yeah, they keep the mice population down in the woodshed, that's for sure. And we need that done. Because they still have to poison them in the butchering room. Don't know how in the hell they get in there, squeeze in around under the door somehow. And I don't know, they come down through the walls maybe from upstairs. I don't know. I have no clue. But I still poison them in there. They don't come in my shop. They go in the butchering room. So there's something there. It's got to be with the door. I'm not sure. Yeah. Look what I got. 9 for 9. This and yo chip. This and yo chip. Yeah. I've been trying for a while to get them. And you know what? I finally did get one. It's a donkey. And then Joe sent one of his along with it. So yeah, that was kind of nice. And that came with that Batman from Silverman that he donated at the GAW. Oop, there goes. Come here, you old bastard. Where'd you go? Yep, there you are. Silverman donated that. And I want it with a Q. Oop, come on, there you. And that's this bad boy right here. That's a nice one. I am the shadow. So yeah, I was real surprised when I won that one. I mean, real surprised. It had been a pretty long dry spell, and I haven't won anything since then. So, but not complaining, because this one really was a nice one. Not complaining at all. Yeah, I thought that was great. That was real nice. What am I doing here? Moving the cursor around. I'm doing something stupid. I do something stupid with a computer all the damn time, seems like. And it all started when my girls got me this new phone. It all started with this thing right here. For some reason, and you can have the phone not hooked up physically to the computer, or my hard drive not physically hooked up to the computer at all, and nearby devices sharing off. And I can go into my files because I wanted to delete some stuff from the computer to free up space because it's already been put onto the hard drive or the phone, and it deleted them from the hard drive. It deleted them from the phone. I don't know how in the fuck it did that, but it did it. So I am not going to mess with that at all anymore until my daughter comes and tells me how I did that. Yeah, yeah, I saw that, John. I saw that, JJ. Who was it? CLMK and somebody else. He told him to quit bidding. And he quit bidding and he gave it to him. It's like, it was funny. It was funny. I tried to get a couple things on Can that it wasn't happening for me last night. I can tell you that. Yes, I did 9 for 9. I finally won one. Finally. Yeah, I did. But hey, I'll take that one. I'll take that one any day. All right, guys, I'm going to have to go out and I got to go to the post office yet. I have to mail a package to my daughter in Philly. I'm waiting for her to respond um, how their snow situation is. And then I talked to Meg. She texted me this morning and said they have a, let me see, they have a flight out to Las Vegas. Phone has been updated. Software update. Okay, great. Wonderful. Got flights tomorrow to Vegas. So that would be today. No, that was, she texted that at 8:45 this morning. So at least they got a flight. Now I got to check and see if Silver Dave also has a flight because he was caught in a hotel downtown because he was down there for that conference. And I tried, if they were going to be down there for a while, I tried to get Meg to get a hold of Silver Dave or Silver Dave to get a hold of Meg and Tom because Silver Dave has a little more experience in the field of what was going on down there. And he was looking at what I was looking at, a boat exfil. So at least we were thinking along the same line. I think Silver Dave, he was either in the first or third Special Forces group. And me in the 10th and the 12th. So I knew he had the experience to deal with that thing. Meg and Tom and her family does not. So trying to get them together, but those hotels are going to be 45 minutes apart. Yeah, so. And then you would have to travel up the coast, close to the airport where some of the crap was, because Meg's hotel resort was up north of the airport, and Silver Dave was down south of the airport. So he would have to go all the way up or like that, or would have to take a boat up. That would have been the safest route. But yeah, I'm gonna see what his status is sometime here. But anyway, those are the only people I know right now in Mexico. There are a lot of other Americans there too, but I don't know if I know anybody else there. But I tried my best to keep Meg updated on info because we were getting more info here than they were getting down there. So I kind of was pushing her info all night yesterday and all night. So we'll see. Hopefully they make it to Vegas. All right, you guys, I'm going to go out. I know, but people think that Mexico is still a safe place to go, a nice touristy destination, with no understanding that the cartels have run that country for decades now, a couple of decades, and government officials, police force, even some of the military have been infiltrated by cartel members, and you just can't trust anything in Mexico. Nothing. I see us after Venezuela, after the Operation Venezuela, after the operation that's going to be conducted in Iran now, because there will be an operation conducted if it hasn't already been surreptitiously with CIA agents and some special ops people. Trump does not want to put boots on the ground. Does not. He wants the Iranian people to do their own business, take care of their own business. He will give them a head start with a bombing campaign, with an air campaign, and that'll be it. Trump doesn't want to become any more involved than that. So we'll see how that ends up. But I'm thinking Mexico is going to be the next place. If the cartels want to get uppity, yeah, they can look forward to that too. But I don't think the will is there from the Mexican people to take care of the cartels. Not like the situation is not the same in Mexico as it is in Iraq or in Iran. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's enough of that for now. Yeah, silver and gold conference, correct. The situation in Iran is the same as the kind of the situation in Ukraine. The people of Iran want to change, and they're willing to die for it. The people of Ukraine were repelling an invader, and they're willing to die for it. They wanted their own sovereignty. The people of Mexico, I don't believe, want to take care of their own problem. I don't think the will is there. So that situation is a lot different. The people of Venezuela wanted a change, and Trump is leaving them to their own devices right now. He went and took out the stop that was preventing them from achieving what they could achieve, and now he's letting the Venezuelan people do what they got to do. And I think the same will be with Iran. I don't think the same will happen with Mexico. And that's what's happening in Canada. People are getting tired of the current government and they want change. And a couple of Canadian provinces, and I don't say a lot, but they're thinking about seceding and becoming either their own country and form an alliance with the United States or becoming states. And to be quite honest with you, at the War of 1828, we just completely screwed up there. Canada should be part of the United States, but we lost interest. We were uninterested, I guess. They were confused. The American forces were confused, and they just withdrew and said to hell with it. And then Canada became its own country, and it should belong to the United States. But it's the same thing with Greenland. Seward wanted to buy Greenland the same time he bought Alaska, and the United States Congress didn't want to go that far into debt. So the deal was already struck. It was done. And the United States pulled out of that deal. I've been kicking ourselves in the ass ever since. And I don't think Trump wants to make the same mistake again. So I think there will be a nice diplomatic settlement with Greenland. I think they will remain a protectorate, and we'll have unfettered access. The people in Greenland will probably become their own country, and then they'll just fall under the protection of the United States. We'll have unfettered access, like we have now, unfettered access for military bases, not for mining minerals and that kind of stuff. But if there's a economic advantage to the people of Greenland, they probably will. But those contracts will have to be drawn up with an eye toward the fact that businesses in the United States will take advantage of them if they can. So those contracts will have to have a real close eye on them. And I don't believe who's the country that owns Greenland now? That little Belgium? Is it? No, it's not Belgium. I can't think of it. But they're going to have no say because Greenland has the ability, the permission, it's written in their constitution. They can secede from the Netherlands or whoever the hell owns them now, quote unquote, owns them now. They can't protect them. Not like we could, of course. And yeah, I think that'll be settled diplomatically. I don't know. It's the same thing with the fight in Ukraine. We gave them the tools and the intelligence to keep up the fight, and then told Europe, it's your problem. You take care of it. Denmark, there you go. You guys take care of it. And Europe is actually, some of the countries in Europe have actually stepped up. So good on them. But now they're getting loud about Greenland, and they have no say. They have no say. Denmark has some say, but the rest of Europe doesn't. Not really. So, I don't know. Europe has been an unsteady ally for 50, 60 years. A very unsteady ally. Since the end of World War II, anyway. And we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. I like looking at stuff and thinking what it'll look like 50 years from now. And see if we're on course if we're on the path toward that scenario that I envision. Kind of fun to think about. I won't be here. My daughters will probably not be here in 50 years. And if they are, they're going to be at the end of their lives also. So 20 years, yeah. And you wonder why the people of Iran want some change. Well, it's been since what, 74, 73, 74, since the Ayatollah took over and ousted the Shah. Now, the Shah was a puppet of the United States. True. I understand that. And all he had to do was transition to free and fair elections. And I think Iran would be a modern democracy today. They were well on their way. They were well on their way in the 50s and 60s. But I think the United States foreign policy at the time was screwed up. So, anyway, that's the way it was. That's the way it'll be. See, when government gets its claws into anything, like the Social Security program or whatever, Social Security was self-sufficient all the way up until they decided to take the trust fund, the surplus, and put it into the general treasury. That's when Social Security became a liability instead of an asset. And in all actuality, it hasn't been a 4-year term of service for a long time. Um, Mostly 2 years mandatory service draft, and there still should be 2 years of mandatory service for any person coming out of high school. Should be 2 years of mandatory service, not necessarily militarily, because not everybody's fit for the military. But back in the day, we had the Conservation Corps. There are plenty of infrastructure programs that 18, 19-year-olds can work on and get paid. National parks have to be upkept, trees have to be planted, stuff has to be painted and repaired. Roads, bridges, tunnels, not trains, fuck trains. Stuff like that has to be done. And we're not getting enough of that done now. Why not give the kids a 2-year mandatory service, and they can pick and choose what they want to do. They want to do military, if they want to do labor, if they want to do electrical work, if they want, kind of treat it as an apprenticeship program. Then after they're done with those 2 years, they'll be 20, 21 years old, then go to college. They'll have a better idea of what they want to do with the rest of their lives and can focus their college education on that. Don't you think that would be a great idea? Exactly, JJ. Exactly. And if we had a free and fair trade, our farmers wouldn't need subsidies like they have now. A lot of businesses, windmills, for one example, wouldn't need subsidies. What does that do? Shrinks the budget a little bit. So I kind of think that it's a good idea for 2 years of mandatory service. Not necessarily the military, don't get me wrong. But there are other things kids can do if you treat it as an apprenticeship program. Construction work, government service, actually, electrical work, electricians work, plumbing work, upgrading and upkeeping water mains, sewage treatment plants, desalination plants. How about some desalination plants here in the United States along the coast? We got enough coast. We could do that. How about some more nuclear power plants? We have them now. We have them. Small nuclear power plants on a regional scale, not on a countrywide scale, but small regional power plants. And we need to loosen up regulations on the rivers so that we can put in some dams again with hydroelectric power. Yeah, and we had a program like that when I was in high school. It was called CCV, Combined Cooperative Vocational Education, something like that. CVE. There we go, CVE. And you take like 2 or 3 hours out of the school day if you got the required schoolwork completed, classes completed. then you would go and work for a business downtown, and you would earn money. I worked at a Chrysler dealership. I detailed cars. That was my first job, detailing cars. And then I got to changing tires on tire machine off the car, using the hoist. And then, you get into mechanical work, doing bearings, especially bearings, rear ends, greases, greasing, that kind of stuff. And then brakes, and then engine work after that. And I did that for a couple of years, and then went into the Army like a dumbass. But, I guess that paid off too, I guess. Where is freaking awesome? Yeah, there you are. Okay. Yeah, and I see that a lot of the data centers now, they're putting up a lot of solar around here. I'm going to have to go take a video of the new solar field that they put up. There are two of them, actually. One over here by Riceville and one over here just 3 miles away from me. There's about 20 acres there that a guy sold. And it's actually on the wrong side of the hill. It's on the north side. But they get west sun during it's stupid. Where they put it is stupid. But there is a substation, power plant substation, just a quarter mile away. So they have to go up the ditch, across the highway to the substation, and now they got another power plant sitting out there. And that's all for data center. That's all that is. So I'll do some video on here one of these days and upload some videos, but I can't get videos from my phone to upload on here because the phone is fucked up. So it's either that or I just don't know how to use it. I swear to God, my old phone was so much easier. And it's 12:30, and we're at 1 hour and 12 minutes. So I think that's what we're gonna end this. I got to go out and put wood in. I'm sure that I got to put some wood in. So we'll see you guys all later. Okay, peace out, man.